I went to Match.com. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not that computer savvy. Kind of got it confused with Ancestry.com.
Bill Boronkay was not always the moderately successful comedian you see today. Before stepping on the stage, Boronkay was a moderately successful sportscaster.
Boronkay's been keeping an ear to the ground.
Yeah, I don't know, well, they're big ears, they catch a lot.
Growing up in the mean streets of suburban Cincinnati, Bill began a career in broadcasting, where his journalistic instincts earned coworkers respect at television stations across the country.
Bill's a hardworking, dedicated professional. He's a joy to be around.
At every stop, Boronkay's personality continued to shine through, despite management's best efforts.
You're the guy that's staying in the news car.
Well, it's just temporary.
If you're not out of there by tonight, you're fired. Get out.
When Bill's Kansas City boss followed him to Cleveland, Boronkay followed the footsteps out the door.
I am such a good employee. My boss moved 800 miles to fire me again.
After producing and hosting various shows on other Ohio TV stations, Bill started performing stand-up.
I'm looking up at that chandelier. It's like, wow. It's like 1,800 pounds, man. It's held on by a pretty flimsy chain. Enjoy the show.
Soon, Boronkay was performing everything from clubs and colleges, churches, corporate events, an attic, and even a tour of Pennsylvania prisons. In early 2020, Dry Bar Comedy released his first special, You Can Do Better.
Saturday night, 6:30 show. Guys show up, cut loose, home by 8:15. Yeah!
A popular guest on TV and radio, Bill can also be seen hosting Cruisin', a car show that airs nationally on Fox Sports, Revin, and other networks. Today, this 5-time Emmy winner sits in front of his laptop, all alone, pretty much as predicted by his high school guidance counselor.
Bill's a hardworking, dedicated professional. He's a joy to be around.
Okay. So, let's give it up for Bill Boronkay. Let's see. I see his trophies. I don't see him yet. Where
Boom.
There you are.
This is our curtain.
Welcome.
This was our curtain. This was from your technical whiz, Benji, who said, use a Post-it note. So that's 75 cents I've invested in this show. Good to see you guys. What about Benji? Taking care of everything, our technical whiz?
All right.
We're not, nobody's impressed? Okay. I enjoyed watching you guys take the poll. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed listening to people figure out what the LOL and all that meant. It was a good time. But thank you for having me. I've never done this on Zoom before. This is my first time. I was talking to Rabbi David about it. And I was supposed to actually do one last Saturday as kind of a warm-up. And at the last minute, I got fired. So I think they canceled it. I think I'd like to say that's the first time I've been fired in my own bedroom, but I'm not sure that's quite the case. And we were going over some of the things. As you know, I can't, did you mute everyone, Benji,
No,
at this
people
point,
are
or is everyone
starting to be
still up?
unmuted.
Okay, so you guys just hate me. Cool, let's get that established right away. So yeah, I appreciate you having me wherever you are, like seeing some of you in your living rooms, maybe kitchen, basement, just, don't take me to the bedroom or the bathroom. I guess, unless you're like a Supreme Court justice, I guess they did that last week. I think it's good that the Supreme Court can copy the Naked Gun, but wherever you're coming, like I decided my trophy room, but I really only own like 2 trophies, so I pulled this offline. They're really a bunch of dance trophies, but I really wasn't sure anyone could tell. So instead, here, we'll do this. My living room. And I don't know if anyone's going to recognize that either. You guys look good. Did the isolation treating you okay? Yeah.
Such an age
Usually trying to like remain active has been, so I don't know if you guys did this, but I got a Fitbit to help keep track. And like today, I'm up to 37 steps.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's up a little. I've been working. But the thing is, like I'm not even at home because I live in Jersey. So I'm at a friend's place in South Carolina. And so I don't have access to the gym. And so I was like, I'll design my own little workout. And then I was online and I saw on Instagram, there's a fitness model, almost identical workout. And she looks great. Yeah, she's using a little more weight than I am. But it's hard. Like, oh, you guys, we got some people, we're similar age. I'm getting dad bod and I don't have kids. So it's a little weird. And so they actually, though, design shirts for people like me. So, you know, I could work out and get fit or just pay a little money, get something and hide the disaster that's underneath. Yeah. And so, but have you seen the Untuck It shirts? No one?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
They're actually, I'm not going to rip on them. They're actually not that bad, but they're kind of overpriced. But my favorite part about them was when they first came out, the TV commercials for them, because the owner of the company was introducing it. And I'll never forget this. He said, I had a team of engineers and designers take 2 years to design the perfect shirt to be worn uncut. Dude, you made a shorter shirt. The staff took 24 months to find the scissors. Have you been, you know, the isolation thing, I got to say, it hasn't been that bad for me. And you guys look like you're handling it okay. I have an advantage because I kind of grew up with social distancing. And who knew, like, my parents never hugging me was like the greatest gift of all. But we're trying to, have you treated yourselves? The restaurant started doing the curbside pickup before things up, you know? And I'm kind of watching money because I'm in New Jersey. I have New Jersey unemployment, so I still haven't seen a dime yet. Yeah, so I've been watching myself. But you got to treat yourself every now and then. So finally decided going to do like a really nice Italian dinner, and it was great. I didn't anticipate the 3 trips back for breadsticks. I think it worked out. I just, it's weird, you know, I didn't think there'd be so much anger over the lockdowns, you know, with the states, because I remember how well society handled switching to paper straws. I do appreciate you guys seriously taking the time out to join us and maybe, you know, putting off hanging your governor in effigy. I know it wasn't you, but it was Frankfurt. That's not far.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Which temple was that?
I don't think so.
You know who, I noticed this too. You know who's been really quiet the whole time that we always bag on? The millennials. Any of the protests, none of them have been millennials. It's all been like baby boomers and Gen Xers, like people our age. I mean, think about when millennials get angry, what do? Fire off like a really strongly worded meme. You know, maybe boomers and Gen Xers wouldn't need their AR-15s if they just had participation trophies. There has never been an easier time to stay at home. Think about it. It's with technology. We haven't made, unless the money issues, and I totally believe me, I get that. But with all the technology, and think about how things have turned, because 3-4 months ago, we're all telling our kids, you're all telling your kids like, oh, get your face out of the phone, it's ruining society.
Yes.
And now here your kids are going, hey, grandma's ruining TikTok. Maybe TikTok should have been on the poll question, Benji. Louisville, though. I love Louisville. I got to tell you, your town, I come often and I really love it. But I got to, from my observation, just coming in like once or twice a year, do you guys realize you really don't seem to belong in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Around with the rest of the state? It's insane. And I guess now, like looking around, it's like, okay, you've got all the bourbon and, you know, your cash crop was marijuana. I guess that kind of explains your 2 senators.
Tobacco.
You know, if I keep talking really fast, I can't hear you guys make fun of me. And that's not too bad. Hey, the other thing I got to wonder, though, which is so cool, Louisville, is how do I say it? Yarmouth? John Yarmouth? Are you with us today?
Yarmouth.
With an exclamation point at the end.
I'm sorry, what?
With an exclamation point at the end.
There has to be an exclamation. Is he with us?
No.
Oh, he has important things to do. Can I still make fun of him even though he's not here?
Why not?
That's
We
the
do.
spirit. Why not? You're already on to your second drink. Okay. I was thinking about it, and because is it true? I was reading up because Tom had told me to look him up. Really interesting man, but he's the only Democrat from the Kentucky delegation in Capitol Hill. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I wanted to ask you guys, ask him next time you see him. So like at the cafeteria, is it like Capitol Hill Mean Girls? He has to sit all alone.
Probably.
But I mean, I'm looking. I love this guy. I love it. I see why you guys elected him. What, 7 times, 6 times? Because he's trying to stop Citizens United against dark money. And what I didn't get though is 2006 when he first ran, the Democratic National Committee gave over $51 million to different candidates across the country. He got 0.
He doesn't need it.
Oh, okay.
Good one, Karen. Good one.
But you know, that's much better than anything I was going to say. Angie, if they're funnier than me, I still get paid, right? But is it true? Is he the chairman of the budget subcommittee or budget committee?
Yes.
So I probably should not tell him that I spent my stimulus at Best Buy.
You don't care.
She spent the service at Best Buy.
See, this is what everyone thinks of when they come to Louisville.
Horses.
Okay, but look, see if you can spot the Heaven Hill products
Duh.
down at the bottom. Yeah, where's Kate? Yeah, you can move up a couple shelves. You get Dad to start sponsoring some stuff. But when I first started working in Louisville, I just stayed in the hotel and kind of went over stuff, kind of wanted to prepare. But the last couple of times I went to the Ali Museum. That's really cool. Did you guys ever go? Locals don't go to a lot of museums.
Yes.
Did you?
So what
Yeah, we go.
Museum.
Which one?
Here we go.
Yeah, I loved it. And then I took the Evan Williams tour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think what's kind of cool is, you know, in addition, the tour guides are great. They explain a lot. And then they had like a video reenactment. And this is what I learned. Evan Williams, fascinating man, but he was a terrible actor. Just could pour some of that bourbon money into like one of those Samuel Jackson master classes. By the way, I don't know how much time you guys spend on YouTube because you have lives and all. But I was on YouTube, and no matter what I go to, there's always a commercial for a master class. I don't know anyone that's taken any of them, but they keep popping up. No matter how many times I skip the ads, I'm thinking they should have a master class on taking a hint.
Taking a hint.
Are you explaining it? Thank you. Who was this? I love that. Oh, you know, the Evan Williams tour though, I like this is the like many times you do a tour, isn't it funny? They always end up right in the gift shop.
Oh,
that's
always.
Isn't that? Yeah. And I kind of feel bad. I probably should have bought something. Like I should have got a T-shirt, and they had like the Evan Williams barbecue sauce. That was, and this was my favorite though. They had Evan Williams lip balm. Yeah, so I could get a DUI for my chapstick. I'm not sure if it's good to have smooth lips in jail, but you know.
Yeah, it does.
Here's something I caught my first time to Louisville. When I came down, I didn't know what the Yum Center was. And I'm looking at, whoops, I can't do this. There it is. It's like being a weatherman. There's a cold front.
We see it.
But you see like the KFC and the Taco Bell and the Pizza Hut logos. I'm like, wow, it's like a 20,000 seat truck stop. But you guys are serious about your stuff because not only do you have the Yum brands, what I didn't realize this, Tom told me Papa John's is based there. And I know, and actually took one time, your big dish is the hot brown.
Yes.
So you guys pretty much think that, you know, you really don't need all those arteries.
All those arteries.
But hey, you know, at least you know Humana will never leave. So that's cool.
Well, we don't know.
Here's something else. Another thing, and this is totally stupid on my part, but some reason, whenever I come and work Louisville, it seems like it's always in March, which is the perfect place to come during March Madness. Because I didn't realize, and I would learn this, that Louisville, you guys are the -- viewing market for college basketball for ESPN.
Yes, we are.
Which I get. I love college basketball. Here's something you may not know. Is, when Rick Pitino was there, you also had the #1 viewership with the FBI. Hey, I'm wondering, what do you guys think of him?
I like him all right. I do too.
Well, did you?
Oh no!
See, he just got hired at Iona.
Yes, Iona
College.
Iona.
Iona. And I don't know if you remember Jim Valvano, but before he went to Carolina State, he went from Iona College, and he was talking about how difficult it was to recruit because no one knew Iona College. And he told this story, and this is not mine, but he said that he met a kid, and he's like, Jim Valvano, Iona College. The kid goes, "Hey, Ma, this guy owns his own school." The whole speech is actually on YouTube. It's called Cutting Down the Nets. It's an amazing speech by Valvano.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys, I mean, things have been pretty normal, or now are things opening up in Kentucky?
Little.
Yeah.
A little? Yeah. It's kind of weird. I've been staying home so much, and it's not, Netflix has been great. ESPN's been interesting. Did you see that they were showing Korean baseball? I might be the only one that checked it out, because it's an American
2010.
game. I'm sorry, I lost you.
They're playing the sports from 2010.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was going to say, is they've been playing so many classic games. If this keeps going on, I think they're going to run out. I think we're about a month away from seeing my Little League City Championship. Yeah, spoiler alert, I went 0 for 2.
I think the Derby was 1944, the first one on TV.
What?
I'm trying to remember. The first Derby on TV
okay.
was 1944, something like that.
Oh, wow. I got sucked into
There were 12 TVs
watching the stuff on all the old horses. On YouTube, they have all these, like I watch Secretariat, and everyone knows Secretariat, and you already know the whole story. But then they have all these other documentaries on all the different horses. It's really cool.
I used to be curator of ed at the Derby Museum.
Oh, no way. How cool. Yeah. Wow, you never got me tickets.
Thanks. They paid me too much money, so they
put it on grid.
And look how you are. Now you're here with me.
No,
so it all worked out. And actually, I know it was in the little video earlier. It's true. I used to be a TV sportscaster, and now I'm here on Zoom. So I mean, we're all doing great.
Your audience is growing.
What's that?
Your audience is growing.
Oh, are we up to like 14 now? I get a bonus. Hey, wait. Let's make this a comedy club feel. You ready? Look at that. Cracked wall because times are tough. We don't know how many clubs are going to survive this.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I'm back on TV. I don't know if you know this. I mean, I was a sportscaster, and that was in the video. But I host a show that airs on Fox Sports across the country. Also, this Revan network. It's called Car Show.
Called what?
When the producer first approached me about hosting it, I'm like, it airs across the country. I'm like, it's my own comedians in cars getting coffee. Exactly. You're the only comedian. You're not going to touch the cars, and you're going to have to buy your own coffee. But it's still a national car show. So I'm like, I'll go to all the best car shows, Detroit, LA, New York, talk to the spokesmodels in front of the concept cars. Not exactly. You're going to go to parking lots in Ohio, talk to Grandpa in front of his 57 Packard. This is the dumbest show ever. And then he slid me a note and said, this is what it pays. I'm like, this is the greatest show ever. And I don't know, have you ever been? I know they have them everywhere. Have you been to any of those backyard parking lot car shows?
Yes.
They're surprisingly really cool. And you see everything. And a lot of us probably similar ages. Probably I'm into the muscle cars. I know it's stereotypical, but this is the one we shot one right before the shutdown. Well, I don't know when it's going to air, but it was so cool because I'm walking through, and it's all in a line. There's like a '68 Firebird, GTO convertible, '83 Yugo. You remember the Yugo? I don't know if you guys don't, but it was voted one of the 10 worst cars ever manufactured, ever. And every magazine trashed it, like Car and Driver, Road and Track, Field and Stream. Even the fish were like, that's a piece of crap. But they sold, because I don't know if you remember this, you get a brand new one for $4,000. They were, and everyone knew they were junk, but they still sold. And I remember we're playing basketball as kids in my buddy's driveway. And his dad pulled in a brand new white Yugo, and we're all flipping out. It's like, oh, Mr. G, a new car. Mom pulled in behind him in an identical brand new white Yugo. Like, Mr. G, why'd you get two? It's simple, son. One's to drive to work every day, and the other is for parts. It was just for me. But here's the thing. So this guy that owns it found it in a flea market, which makes sense. But he's a car collector. He said this is his favorite car. He always wanted one because when they came out, he couldn't afford it. And it's like, wait a minute. It was $4,000 in 1983. So you figure down payment, trade-in, interest rates, your monthly payment was probably like $150. But the thing is, it's all decked out because, you know, people bring their cars. They're all decked out. And it's a Yugo decked out. So I think it had like a cup holder. And but he had in the back, it's for show, he had a book of like bad car jokes. And I had to grab it. So I open it up and I go to the Yugo section, and it's large. And this is my favorite one. And I didn't think of this, but I'm going to share it with you because I like it so much. It said, if I remember right, the Yugo was ahead of its time because it came with a heated rear window standard. And that way in winter, your hands would stay warm when you pushed it. Yeah, I'm laughing. He's not laughing. And finally, he just glares at me and goes, 2 more payments and it's mine. All right, we might cross that one off the list. But this is nice. Now, so you guys are semi-opening up. And this, I think, is going to happen is we've been given the gift of time. And I don't know if you've been using it productively, but a lot of people say, reach out to those long-time friendships, rekindle friendships. And this, I've tried that. And what I learned is some of my distant friendships are distant for a reason. Yeah, on the phone, it's really boring. The other day, no lie, I listened to someone look at their Facebook. And it was kind of rude because at the same time I was looking at Facebook, but I had the decency to lie about it. Did I mention that I've never done this on Zoom before?
Hang in there.
Oh. The thing is, I think when things reopen, I think we're going to realize just how annoyed we are by other people.
Oh, yes.
Listen, 3 weeks in, I'm going to be on a street corner biting the head off of a bat going, you know, I think Ozzy Osbourne just wanted some time alone. You got to embrace it, you know? Just embrace, like what I think is going to be weird, though, is if this goes much longer, all those places that do Christmas in July, I don't know what they're going to do. You know who's really going to be affected is the Hallmark Channel, because they always have all those Hallmark Christmas in July movies. And now it's going to be like coronavirus Christmas. Find out who's like in quarantine with Candace Cameron. I don't know. You know what would be good? This is if we're still in this situation, Zoom holidays, Zoom Thanksgiving, this is the year I'm going to volunteer to host. It's going to be perfect. Now you're still going to have all the annoying conversations. You know, like your uncle, the one uncle is going to be talking about how cow flatulence doesn't really hurt the ozone. It's just like a hoax, a hoax being pushed by deep state. I thought that was pretty stupid, but there are 12 people here. Who are you going to tell? But think about it. You'll have all the odd conversations, but if you're the host, you can mute them. Now, you still got to stay in your box like this and just nod your head and pretend you're interested. But just off the side by your laptop, you have the game on. You won't have to miss a play. And get this, you still got to make it look good. I mean, I'm cooking for myself, right? I'm going to have like a frozen pizza in the oven. But I looked on Amazon, and this is true. You can get an inflatable turkey for $7. So you just plop that down in the screen, right? Meanwhile, I got a frozen pizza. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody wins. Nah. You don't have the kiddie table? You won't have to deal with that. And I guess you guys, there's a lot of you guys are parents and grandparents, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, when you had kids, I bet you didn't anticipate having to spend this much time with them. It's a part of the deal. I never wanted kids. I didn't want kids. This is what I was. I don't know if anyone else my age never had kids, but what I'm always told is because of that, I'm selfish. Like I'm the selfish one because I didn't have mini-me's that I'm programming to act and think like me. And you guys, parents get tax breaks. And the stimulus got an extra $5. I didn't get that. I am actually paying for those kids' schools. I mean, it's public schooling. Sorry about that. Wow, you guys really got, this is where a good community realize you guys aren't into this and change directions. Here's the thing. Does anyone, I don't see a whole bunch of you. Anyone here have like a whole lot of kids?
How many's a whole lot?
I don't know, like 4, 5, 6.
No Hasidim here.
What? 7? Does someone have 7? Was that you, Tom?
No, I said there are no Hasidim here.
I can't compete with him. That's not fair. Hey, you know what I noticed too? I was going back through some of your temple bulletins, and Susan, there was a great article on you. Is it Sue or Susan?
Sue.
Sue, there was a great article. Nothing on Tom, by the way, but great article on you.
Oh dear.
Oh, you didn't see it? I think it was a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
She's allowed to.
Maybe you just missed
I noticed
one.
I didn't make the next guy.
Maybe you just missed the one on Tom. It was on the page you didn't look at.
When you're speaking, for some reason, I'm only hearing bits and pieces. So I'm not, I am rude, but I'm not being rude about this.
Oh, I said maybe the article about Tom was just on a page you didn't look at.
Why are you feeding his ego?
I mean, how do you think you looked at every single page in that bulletin?
I go through it all. I do my research when I'm going to do a Zoom show for 12 people. Don't think I'm not taking this seriously.
Oh boy, I'm flattered.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I don't know who said it, but the "oh boy" may be my favorite comment of the night. Hey, I don't. We're actually running out of time. I'll share this with you. And Tom, a couple people know, and I was in there. Dry Bar Comedy, or I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dry Bar Comedy, but they released my special. We recorded it last fall, and they released it somewhat recently. And it's been really cool. It's a free app. You can download it, and all the specials are free. A bunch of comedians on there. I mean, I'm my favorite. But the cool thing is, they promote it and they have a big following, and so they put it on Facebook and YouTube, and you can it's really cool to watch all the views roll up. You know what's not cool? The viewer comments. Yeah, and I saw this one, and I tried not to read them, but it was.
Oh, Bill, you're
Frozen.
Slimy.
Bill's frozen.
I hate that I'm missing half of your insults. That kind of hurts. So anyway, but listen, so they cut up a couple small clips to promote, and they stuck this one out, and it's one where I'm just talking. I'm kind of like this. It was different material, but it's making fun of kids and stuff. And so this lady, my buddy's like, you got to read the comments on this one. And so this lady goes, her comment was, "I'm glad he didn't reproduce." It gets better, because then some guy replies to it and says, "Well, I don't think if someone doesn't want kids, society should push them to have kids." And these two start going back and forth. And after a while, the guy types in, "We have a lot in common. I think we should meet." Lady responds with, "I'm married, but not happily." So it turns out common dislike of me is bringing people together. No, I'm like disappointed Tinder.
Disappointed.
Well, this is fun. I can't believe we're almost done. I'll share this with you guys. Because this is like, I haven't done a show since March 14th. And it was I had a lot of cool things running up. But anyway, you know, we all have our issues, whatever. But the last string of shows, it kind of stuck with me, and it was in the video, is I did a string, in December, I did a string of holiday parties at Pennsylvania prisons. Yeah, I was their holiday gift. Not like that. Shut up. But here's the thing, buddy, you know, we have all these comedian friends, and my buddy's like, oh, that's great. You have a captive audience, huh? They're prisoners. It's like, no, they hated me. And actually, they were getting up to leave. Now they're prisoners. The only place they can go is back to their cells.
Right.
And what's even worse is, in order to leave, the way it's set up, it's like, most of them were done in gyms. And so there's the wall of bleachers they were sitting on, and they had to walk by me to go to the doors. And so I could hear their comments. And this one stuck when this guy goes, man, there's not enough toilet wine for this guy. I'm like, oh.
Toilet wine.
So it was, I mean, a couple of them went well, but the thing is, like, they were everything. They were minimum security, maximum security. But all of them are trying to mean mug me and intimidate me. And it was kind of weird, because if you talk to them beforehand, just typical guys, it was so much fun. You kind of lose sight of the fact that this guy could take maybe 7 seconds to kill me with a spork. But I was the worst show. Was the third show. It was the worst of the bunch, and it was demoralizing. And they were just terrorizing me. And they're all trying to be all tough. So I'm like, all right, you got to take on the biggest guy. I got to address him to establish my street cred, you know? And so this guy, he's huge, and he had an eye patch. And they all have nicknames. So I'm like, hey, buddy, what do they call you? They call me Snow. Oh, man, like a real-life coke dealer? Nah, we were in the yard. I got hit with a snowball. They all laughed, and then they took my wallet. Oh, man. I kind of miss. I'm coming back to Louisville, I think, in December. Last time I was there, actually, was flying out. This happened. I was flying Southwest because, you know, that's the kind of money I make. Well, at least you could afford me. So anyway, so this is, I don't know if any of you guys ever fly Southwest, because, you know, you're all successful. But so the strategy to Southwest is, if you get on early, is like, I'll always take the aisle seat, because a lot of people don't want to interrupt you to cut through, and that'll cut out some, because you want your own row. And then you try to make yourself look at least appealing as possible. Not that hard. But anyway, but I got on really early. That's not funny. So I got on really early, and this guy comes in. He's like, hey, can I sit there? I'm like, all right, fine. So I get up. He gets in. He sits down. Before he puts his bag like under the seat in front of me, reaches in, grabs a baby bottle, and sits it in the middle seat. Exactly. But here's the thing. If I get up to leave, I look like a jerk. So I'm sitting there stewing. I cannot believe this, right? Finally, they close the door, announce we're getting ready to take off. He reaches down, grabs the bottle, sticks it in his bag, and works every time.
Smart.
I know, that guy is like a pioneer.
Remember that one.
Me too.
Are you, you know, I should start selling baby bottles. I think we're onto something. It's all about the merch. Well, our window, we're running out, aren't we, Benji? All right.
We're gonna stay on.
You guys have been fun. Thanks for doing this. I hope it works on your end. My end, some of it cut out a little. Has the feed been all right?
Yeah. Most of
it. Okay. So you just don't like me. Sweet. Okay. I think now I couldn't see. Were there any kids here? Did anyone have kids here?
Don't think so.
Yeah, there were two.
Oh, there are. Did they respect the 2 juice box minimum? I can't see. I love how many couples are here. This is really cool. I don't know if you guys have this relationship. And my girl, look at that, a karate kid?
Yeah, we had to stay on mute.
Because of him or you?
Can I tell my song?
Oh, and you got another little one.
I see the
They
stars
got
fall.
three.
Oh, you guys can do like a karate. Oh, you just got bumped.
Now I'm asleep. He choked me out.
Well, look at you becoming the star of the show. Man, I can't wait to tell my friends about this. Like, oh man. All right. I gotta, well, I'm glad. You know what I like is I didn't know what to expect. And I like that there's so many couples sitting together. That's really cool. And I gotta ask you this though. Like Sandy, you guys. Oh wait, who's the still?
That was Bill Ryan.
Oh, you guys are just playing with me now. You have to remember, I have like no attention span. So you flash anything, I'm going away. I've got this with my girlfriend. I don't know any guy in here is dealing with this. Any guy, your wife or girlfriend, get mad at you for things you do in her dreams? Got that? And then you guys spend the next 2 days making up for some stuff you didn't have a chance to do. Yeah, odds are you're gonna, but you should still get the chance. Well, get this. In my girlfriend's dreams, I'm incredibly sweet. So I think the opposite would happen, and I'd get a free pass, but no, it's even worse. Because now she expects me to be as sweet as I am in her dream.
Right.
Yeah. So I spend my days competing with an imaginary version of myself. She even named him Dream Bill. It's the worst. Every morning, it's like Dream Bill sent me flowers. Now I got to get her candy. Dream Bill took me to dinner. Got to get her a spa day. Here's her latest. Dream Bill got me a ring. So now I don't let her sleep. And that's my big finish. Guys, thank you so much for having me. Benji, do you have any more fun stuff coming up? This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic night. Invite me to the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Benji.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bill. We're going to stay on just a little bit longer. If anybody has any questions for Bill or any corrections, Bill.
Wait, corrections? I'm not doing corrections. Are you out of your mind? All right, I'll take questions.
I think Dream was better at that. He wanted to have the questions. So, anybody has comments, questions, want to say something funny?
Oh, I bet Rabbi Dave. Hey, are you looking to put a mute button at the temple?
I wish that was legal.
Thinking about it now, aren't you?
I want to tell you something. Our president loves the mute button when it's board meetings. I mean, he just loves the idea that he can mute board members. He's not going to be happy when we move back to in-person meetings.
Oh, well. I was going to tell someone. I actually have taken a master class.
And what?
It was Jane Goodall's talking about, was it conservation or something about, well, dealing with the apes and what we can learn from that.
Oh, wow. She's fascinating. Was it anything that you didn't see in any of her documentaries or anything? Was there new information?
Oh, I didn't see all her documentaries. I'm not like a trivia type person that has to like know everything and do everything. I just do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Jane's amazing.
I just know what I know and do what I do. And I like that master class. That's all I got. Oh, one other thing you said, does anyone your age not have kids? And I don't know how old you are.
Well, I kind of left that because I'm trying to pass. I'm 56, but I'm very immature.
You're a youngster.
I love you.
Well, I'm 51 and I don't have kids either.
Oh.
I just wanted to let you know because I was thinking I probably would answer that in the affirmative, but I don't know how old he is.
Did people always tell you you're selfish for not wanting kids?
No.
Oh, I got that all the time. I thought it was
Nobody
weird.
ever told me that. No. I mean, I have really
you have nicer
a lot
friends.
of really good reasons not to, but anyway, whatever.
Moving on.
You know what? That's the way most crowds leave me. It's like, whatever.
Bill, as long as master class is going to come up.
Yes.
Steve Harvey talked about me in his master class.
I didn't know Steve had one. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it was about 15 months ago. And he keeps telling the same story in motivational speeches with Oprah and Dr. Phil and everything else. So if masterclass is going to come up, well, it's part of my 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, that's so cool. By the way, in the story, did he share any of the Yiddish curses that you shared with me?
He's not the Yiddish curse kind of guy.
Either are you.
No, this is the first one he sent me was, may all your teeth fall out except one and you get a toothache. And then I went down the rabbit hole looking up. How about this one I found online? May a wheel run over your skull. How violent are you guys? May I have the privilege of sewing your shroud? Oh.
Sounds better.
Some of them are kind of long. I'm sorry, Sue, I cut you off.
I said sounds better in Yiddish.
Yes.
All right. Well, I can barely read English.
My favorite is May a Child Be Named After
Actually,
You.
I didn't see. I've been to 2 bat mitzvahs. I don't remember any of this in there, but it could have been in Yiddish. No. All right.
What'd you say, David?
I said my favorite is May a Child Be Named After You soon.
Hey, this one's kind of long. But what about this? May your enemy turn into a cat, and may he eat you up and choke on you, so we can be rid of you both.
Oh my gosh.
I spent a lot of time online with this.
Glad you had fun.
I have time on my hands now, so.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Well, Bill, you ready for another one of these tomorrow?
Sure.
All right.
Do it again.
Well, I'm going to leave the Zoom room open, but thank you once again to Bill. This was great. Thank you.
For having me, guys. You were bomb.
Thank you.
Guys, very brief announcements. Since I see Karen on here, do you want to talk about the WRJ closing meeting that's happening this Wednesday?
Yes, thank you. We are having a virtual cooking class. Sarah Harlan will be in her kitchen. We're going to be making Hello Dollies. You can find it in the Chavarat Shalom Sisterhood Cookbook. We will have a short meeting first, and I would imagine as long as it takes to make the bar cookies is how long the meeting will last. Everyone who belongs to our temple should have gotten an email blast from Sisterhood, but we'd love to have you come, all of you.
And that is this Wednesday night.
Right.
As always, our regular programs are going to be continuing with Wednesday morning Temple Scholars, Friday night services, Saturday we have Torah study. At the end of June, we have our first virtual annual meeting. It's going to be June. It's the last
25th.
June 25th. And before that, the week before is going to be Pride Shabbat, the Saturday before. So you should be, if you're a temple member, you should be receiving a temple bulletin. And I want to check is, I did see that Rabbi Beth was on here before. Are there any Temple Shalom announcements that anybody would like to make, or any other community-wide announcements?
I just have a question.
Sure.
Are there any online Hebrew classes?
So we do have Monday night beginning Hebrew and advanced Hebrew. If you're interested, you can email us. We'll connect you with the teachers for that. Those are, you just have to talk with the teacher ahead of time to know what level you're at, and we can integrate.
I'm sorry, does it cost anything?
So we have Monday night beginning Hebrew and advanced Hebrew.
What's it cost, Benji?
Yeah.
Free
class.
Is there a cost?
Oh, they're free.
Yep. You just have to email our email. You can email me, Benji, at thetemple.lu.org, and we can connect you. So thank you so much, everyone. We're going to keep the Zoom room open for everybody to kibitz, but have fun while we're in lockdown tonight and having curfew.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Have a great rest of your Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. I'm gonna leave.
Benji, great job and thank you.
Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good. I see the whole family's out on your porch.
Almost. Even the dog made it tonight. Give it up for Kobe. Woo! Oh, Kobe. Say hello, Kobe. All right, everybody have a great night. See y'all.
Okay. For Stanley and